let's begin the monthly meeting of the Dutchess County LDC. Jasmine, will you please take attendance?
Jim Beam,
Here.
Mark Doyle,
Yeah.
Kathy Bauer.
Here.
Amy Cavalieri.
Here.
Jim Picone.
Here.
Don Sagliano.
Here.
Arthur Kane.
Here.
Okay, that vote will be different from the votes we take on things maybe, so you better pay attention. Okay, we have our conflict of interest policy. Is there any matter that's on the agenda that a board member may have a conflict with that we should know about? Okay, if we don't have any now, if for any reason during the meeting you do discover a conflict, please let us know and we'll recuse you from that part of our meeting. Sarah, the proof of meeting notice was posted?
Correct.
Okay, any bills and communications?
No.
All right, approval of minutes from the February 14th meeting. Did everybody have a chance to read those? And if so, are there any changes or corrections that need to be made to the minutes? Okay, if there are none, would somebody be willing to make a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make that motion.
John, a second?
I'll second.
Mark, you? Okay, Jasmine, would you please take a vote?
I was absent that day, so I can't vote.
Don Sagliano,
Approved.
Jim Picone,
Approved.
Amy Cavalieri.
Approved.
Kathy Bauer.
Approved.
Mark Doyle.
Approved.
Jim Beam.
Approved. Okay, report of the treasurer, Jane.
Yes. In the package again is the P&L for January through December 2023, just so that you can see it compared to budget. Shannon will go through the audited financial statements. We do have February balance sheet and just to let you know, there's the 3.1 million in cash. Not really anything other than we have a payroll in the accounts payable of 31,000. Looking at the P&L. Again, it's to a budget of 12 months. We're looking at 2 months.
So this is the one,
The P&L for February 2024. It's
okay, there.
so far revenue.
Micro version.
Sorry. It wouldn't print, so I had to do a PDF of it, so. We have revenue of 143,000. The admin fees is BARD of 108,000 and Trinity Calling of 5,000. Looking to a budget of 995,000. So right now we're unfavorable to budget by 852,000 for revenue. Looking at expenses, we have 216,000 to a budget of 1.3 million. So right now we're favorable by 1.1 million. We have a loss of 72,000 to a budgeted loss of 331,000. So far we're favorable by 258,000. The expenses for the 2 months are fine, right on target. Any questions?
Okay, so that is just for reporting purposes, but now, Kathy, would you like to kick off our Finance and Audit Committee discussion for the audit?
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to thank Shannon from our accountants, RBT, who are here with us today. And Shannon, if you wanted to go over the audit, please.
Sure. So page 1 is the auditor's report. So the second paragraph is the opinion, and the agency did receive an opinion as well. Pages 4 and 5 are a summary of the net position and the summary of revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. So a few things I'd like to point out. Last year, there was a new accounting pronouncement. So GASB issued a pronouncement which required the LDC to put on a right to use asset and a lease obligation for the lease of the office space. So you'll see that now on the books instead of it running through your revenues, expenses, and changes in net position. So as the lease term dwindles down, you'll see the asset and the liabilities change for that.
But it really doesn't affect our audit in any way as far as our financial.
Nope, it's just a financial statement only
Categorizing.
adjustment. Yep.
Yep,
You
okay.
still pay your normal rent as you would, but it's just a financial statement thing. So you'll see your net position increased $260,000. So again, the LDC did have a positive increase for the year. On page 5, you'll see your revenues went up $216,000. Your administrative and closing fees increased by $347,000, and that's due to Marist, Tompkins, Terrace, and Bard College. Your administrative expenses actually decreased by $57,200. And your event expense alone was down $40,000. So you'll see your total operating expenses are down $62,000 for the year. So your revenues went up, your expenses went down, so gave the LDC operating income of $278,000, which accounts for the change in that position. The currently known facts, decisions or conditions are summary of the list provided by Sarah. And pages 7 are just more detail of what I went over. You'll see the breakout of the leases there, but no major changes from last year. So overall, a very good financial position. And page 8, the only other thing I'd like to point out is that your interest income again is up like the IDA due to the interest rates. Page 9 is your cash flows. And then you'll have your notes. So page 11 does explain the lease thing that I did talk about. There's a significant disclosure for that. And then more detail on the breakout of it on page 13. And page 14 does show the related party transactions. Page 15,
I'm sorry.
14.
Page 14.
Cool.
So it just shows the detail of the related party transactions. Page 15 is the summary of the conduit debt, so there's significantly more on the LDC. And then you'll have the summary of the project information on pages 16 and 17. And then page 19, again, just like the IDA, there are no internal control findings and no compliance findings.
For the minutes, I would like to once again acknowledge to Jane, our CFO. No need for corrections. That's a great thing for us to have that clean opinion and a lack of a need for any corrections. So thank you for your good work. Does anybody have any questions about this?
I just would like to bring up the topic that I discussed as well in the LDC with regards to the net unrestricted balance within the fund of the LDC. Even if it's a small thing, like, to promote anything that we can, to induce, this is a little different than the IDA because this is more,
Bonds, no.
not for profit entities, but again, just consideration with regards, I know it's always fleeting with regards to the fund balance, but it should be consideration of the board.
Right. And I'd also like to state that we have maintained a tight expense budget throughout this. So while some may be tempted to take some of these monies and, increase staff,
Sure. Well, I wasn't exactly talking about
yes. So, I think that we've done a good job of keeping our eye on the expenses as well. So if there are ways that we can, help with economic development, that's certainly a great idea.
Is there a minimum amount or a maximum amount you can have in your unassigned?
There's our auditor, you probably have benchmarking it all.
A bylaw or policy
Yeah.
internally that's so.
And we do try and do a 5-year projection, each year.
Yeah.
And it is really hard to predict.
Especially on the LDC because of it's all
Interest rates.
interest and related and
Sure.
whether or not these entities want to.
Developable land
Sure.
also, which the former West Complex site, really helped us, but that's.
On the IDA side.
That's on the idea.
Yes, I'm sorry, yes. But, without that, that's gonna be in the future, could be tougher. Okay,
But I'd like to add, that, having the organizational capacity to
enhance these and attract these investments is also important. So it's not just a sort of a status quo level playing field. We need to make sure that the organization is able to do a good job, which you are, but we have to look forward
Yes,
to.
yeah. To ensure that we continue to do,
Yep.
maintain a high level.
Okay, any other questions or discussion? Okay, Kathy, would you like to take this forward?
Yes, well, first I want to thank Jane, again, from the Finance Committee about all her hard work, her dedication, and it's not easy to be accurate with all that inputting that she has to do month after month with all the financials, and it's to be commended. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
And then I would like to make a motion to approve the 2023 audit for the Dutchess County Local Development Corp.
Okay, would somebody be willing to second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Don Soriano. Jasmine, will you please take a vote on the approval of the audit?
Al Torriani,
Approved.
Don Sagliano,
Approve.
Jane DeCone,
Approve.
Amy Bondieri,
Approve.
Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
Mark Doyle,
Approved.
Tim Dean.
Approved. Okay, thank you very much. We have unfinished business. Is there any?
None.
Okay. Now, Shannon, we can.
Thank you.
Okay, new business. Again, we have a Paris report to go over. Sarah?
So the first report that you have in front of you is the annual report. What I would direct your attention to is pages 3 to 5, which has your information on your board terms to make sure that they're accurate. I'll just go back. Page 1 and 2 is just basically if the board has reviewed certain policies of the LDC, which we had done back in January at an annual. So,
Yep.
but 3 to 5 is information, or 3 to 6 rather, on page.
No, I got my own page.
Yes.
Now, let's see here. So it has here that my term, looking back
Yes.
on one, is 11/12/2012, and on this one, it's 11/13/2012. Never mind, it's one day. I don't know why that is, but that's okay.
We can look into that.
Not a problem.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Could be when they approve me, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, anything else?
So just page 7 shows the staff and our salaries. Page 8 indicates that the board does not receive any financial benefit from serving on the board. Page 8 asks about subsidiaries or component units, which the LDC has none, so the answer is negative. Page 10 through 12 are financial statements which align with the audit. Page 13 is the new bond issuances that were issued in 2023. So as Shannon stated during the audit, Bard College, Tompkins Terrace, and Marriage College. The following page, page 14, shows the total conduit debt of the LDC. Page 15 and 16 is just about personal property and property disposition, which the LDC does not own, so it says that we do not own those properties. But we do have a real property report and policy as required. So that is posted on our website and reviewed by the board at the annual meeting. And then the remaining pages 20 through 34, are the projects.
Yeah.
Pages 20 to 35. The next report is the investment report. And it just asks if we've prepared an investment report and if the guidelines were followed, and all the answers are yes, and those reports are on our website. The procurement report, again, is we are required to disclose any payments to entities over 5,000. So you'll see Acrosoft Corporation is our website, the company that maintains our website. CoStar is the real estate database that we maintain for business attraction. Development Counselors International is our marketing firm.
And just refresh our memory, how often does that contract?
So every
come up?
3 years,
Okay.
every 3
And
years.
when, it ends when?
It ends at the, I believe in 2025.
All right.
Economic Impact Catalyst is our entrepreneur hub that we have on our website. That's the hub that provides, it's a resource compass for entrepreneurs that come onto our website. and small
Do you find that
businesses.
that's used?
Yes, actually, right now, we're doing a series of webinars and podcasts, and it's through that portal. So it's been really good for us. Economic modeling is a database that we do for, we use for workforce information as well as employer information. Guardian Self Storage is our rent. J6 Entertainment is the video company that helped us produce the business BA videos.
I'm sorry, who's that?
J6 Entertainment on
Right,
page 5.
And just out of curiosity on that, it says non-competitive bid.
So, yeah, so it's a bid that we don't have to go out for competitive bid because of the specialty of the services that they provide.
Are there other vendors that, I mean, have you, even if it's not formally, is there an informal?
Yeah, so we do ask for like quotes for video services and things like that, but it doesn't entail a formal RFP.
Understood.
And what's in storage that's costing so much?
That's
So
the rent.
That's a
these are
rent.
rent.
They own the
These are
building.
rent.
Own the building.
This building here,
It's, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
it's a
It
valid
does,
question.
yes, it does include,
Yeah.
it does include
I
our
had no
storage
idea.
space, but not, it's
No,
not
no,
just
no.
our storage space.
I didn't actually know these things. Something, yeah.
New York State DDC's New York State Economic Development Council, it is, includes our membership as well as, and the IDA's membership, as per the contract, as well as, sponsorships that we have provided and training that we've done through that organization. Professional Computer Association is our IT.
Computer associate.
Associates is our IT. RBT is our accountants. SPAM International is the Customer Relationship Management Program that we have, or CRM. The Culinary Institute is the fee that we pay to have our BEAs there. The Hudson Valley Center of Innovation is the organization that we've been working with, using ARPA money to provide accelerator and personalized services to our small businesses. Travelers is our insurance. The Women's Enterprise Development Center is the contract that we have with WEDC to support our local entrepreneurs.
So there just, again, I just want to, when you look through this, there are certain circumstances where we are not required to get competitive bids.
Yes.
And I imagine it has to do with professional services, but, again, I just want to just get some assurance from you that at times, even though I'm not required to, for instance, just as an example, Professional Computer Associates, who provides us with our computer technology support. Is there an occasion where you do consider other vendors and get?
Yes, yes. So,
Last year, we reached out to another company,
Okay,
same with,
okay.
that happened also with payroll.
Yeah, so we do, for some contracts more regular than others that we will go out and ask for.
And that's based on the availability of competitive companies, I assume. Okay. All right,
And then the last report is the financial, it's basically the certified audit report. Again, it doesn't show anything, but, because we have to upload our approved audit before we can ask the questions. So
which we just approved today.
just approved. So, when we file it with, the ADO OSC at the end of the month, it will be filled out.
Okay. All right, so we do need a motion for the approval of the 2023 Paris report. Somebody willing to do that?
So moved.
Thank you. Al, second?
Second.
Thank you, Jamie. Jasmine, would you please take a roll call vote on that?
Trajani,
Approved?
Sagliano,
Approved.
Jane Bacone,
Approved.
Amy Bondieri,
Approved.
Kathy Bauer,
Approved.
Mark Noel,
Approved.
Susan Green.
Approved. And for the minutes, I'd like to once again acknowledge Don Sagliano's service to our board. He will be retiring after this meeting, and as were indicated in the minutes of the IDA meeting, we are grateful for your service and thank you and wish you the best.
Thank you very much, and thank you everybody else. It's been an honor to serve on both of these boards. Always with the mind of doing what's best for the people of Dutchess. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, on that note, we adjourn the meeting. Thank you all for coming.